Okay, I think it's working. Yeah. Uh-oh. I think you're
I can
muted,
hear you.
Keval.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, I had another screen in front of my Zoom. I could hear you, giving you the
Nice.
thumbs up on that.
Yeah, through. Okay, let me take this one. Whew. Busy week. I got a chance to listen to a bit of the Twitter Spaces that you hosted. I didn't know you were doing like a full-on podcast. Like you had like what was it, the daily engineering thing?
Oh, Software Engineering Daily? Yeah, I don't I mean that's I'm one of a number of folks who do that, but yeah, I interview people for it.
That's pretty cool.
There's increasingly they're sending me AI related interviews too, which is fun. So
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Wait, K-Ball,
Um,
what's your Twitter? I've been missing these.
I don't do Twitter generally, but I did do a Twitter space. Like my Twitter's like all locked down because I left when Elon Musk took over, honestly. But I keep it around occasionally, and I'm helping organize a conference, and they needed somebody to MC a discussion on Twitter Space, so I did that.
Nice. So,
uh, okay, I think I can share.
Yeah, Flo, I'm just gonna let you drive this thing. So whenever you're ready, go for it. I'll step back.
Let me move the Zoom thing, and then I should be able to do share screen this one. I hope. Oh no, that's the wrong screen actually. It's this one. Okay, I'm assuming you guys are seeing cursor right now.
yep.
Cool. The okay, yes. And I have the so maybe we should start here. This is the actual link, the URL to the AI in action bot that David put together for us. And I think we've had a couple of commits over time, but the idea that I wanted to I kind of I'm bouncing a few ideas around, but I have them written down in the my to-do list and cursor. So hopefully I'll pull up here in a second and get some feedback from you guys. But what I mainly wanted to do is like add a couple of what do they call them? Quality of life features to the AI in action bot. And as I'm getting into trying to contribute myself, I think it would be nice to also put together a nice contributing doc for other people to contribute. I think maybe there's like slight barriers that make it harder than it should be. And maybe that's why we haven't had anyone else like really contributing, even though we all kind of like use it from week to week. So I those are my two kind of like main things is adding a contributing guide, taking feedback from people in the community on what would make this better or like what would make this easier to use or more likely to be used in our channel because it seems like we do have a lot of engagement in the channel but don't quite take advantage of the bot as much. And then this is a personal one, but I would like to brainstorm names so we can like anthropomorphize the bot. I think instead of just calling it a bot, I think it would be nice to call it a, you know, like by a name or something. I don't have anything good off the
I
top of my
like
head, but
I like Clanker.
click.
That's a slur, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So um that's basically what I wanted this session to be about is just those things. So what I did and so I can take notes on what would make it easier for other people to contribute. I basically just cloned the repo into a contributor folder on my desktop and added the original repo, which is like David Gutman / AI in Action Bot, as like an upstream remote here on Git. So I think once you do those two things, it should be easier. As I was going around looking to see, because I'm on Windows, it's a little bit clunky to like use something like NVM and Node, but I was trying to see like what Node version we need, but it doesn't look like it's been specified. So little things like that, I would just like to, and then I also recognize that there was a discrepancy between the .env example and what the README says should be in the .env. So just like little things like that, I think could be cleaned up in this hour, and then also just if we you know, kind of crowdsource ideas for what would make this better. I think that would be cool. So the one thing that I have done is on my fork is pull up jules.google.com. I know everyone's like Claude Code crazy, using Codex and AMP. But I thought this was a nice free way to like maybe ask a few questions or get something rolling at the beginning of the session, and then maybe we come back in the next 20 minutes or so and see what it was able to come up with. But I'm curious though, like this, what's going on in the minds of the peanut gallery right now? Like, what do you guys think we should add to the bot off the top based on what I've said so far? And if you guys don't have anything, I'll probably just proceed with like the two questions I asked like right off the bat to the model, and like Gemini Pro did a terrible job of this. It like literally stopped a couple words into the response. So I just switched to Sonnet for this. But I basically said, give me a tour of the code base. And it kind of came up with this, mermaid chart, and then came up with its own I don't want to say index, but just like architecture overview. And then I asked about the node version, and it said that there's no node version specified. I'll make this a slightly larger. It said that there was no node version specified, so you pretty much are good to go with. I think I'm on 23.3 or something like that, and it said I should be good to go with that. So I don't know if you guys have any comments on that, and if not, I was just kind of go back through the Discord and see what the complaints were. I know the most recent complaint was with Slowno trying to get it to um bring up the schedule. And I'll be honest, like I'm not sure if like the bot was just completely off, or he wasn't saying like the special keywords, but that was the most recent one I could think of in terms of complaints of like why
I think
the bot
that
was.
might be a good place to start. Is to
Yeah.
check and see if what it's doing is hunting for keywords, or if it's doing like an LLM as judge eval, because I would do probably the second, just shoot it to a super cheap quick model and be like,
Eh,
of the available tools that you have, should you call one right now and why, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or
like
Cool.
it shouldn't be silent, right? Like maybe it would just say like, I don't know what you're asking me. Like here's my standard keywords,
Yeah.
and potentially adding like an indicator that it's typing. I don't know if that's easy in Discord or not.
uh, I guess that depends on how the bot works.
So a feature would be if the bot doesn't know how to respond with its keywords or something like that. So do you think this is a good question for someone that doesn't know the code base? Is how does the bot determine what to respond to, and then we just kind of follow what the agent does, or what do you guys think about that much? I'm sending it anyways, but what do you guys have any better initial prompts?
Yeah, well, so I mean, I guess it depends on what you're for like quick stuff like this. Usually I end up using DeepWiki. I don't know if you guys like clone it down and um do it with cursor, but presumably they're both the best, but I don't know. Figured I'd
Could you
share.
say the name of the tool again? I'm not familiar.
It's called DeepWiki. If you just change the URL on GitHub of the repo to DeepWiki instead of GitHub, then it'll take you to like a thing where Devin will like index the repo, or quote unquote Devin. It's not Devin, but basically there, you can get a wiki of the repo itself.
Deep wiki and leave everything else the same.
Nope. Deepwiki.com. And then you wanna drop the commits main part, and then you should be good.
You have a typo in com.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. And you can ask questions directly from here.
Yep. Look at that. There's a thing at the bottom where you can just just ask one-shot questions, or you can have it deep research through the repo. So actually, maybe a good exercise. Why don't we ask the same question to Cursor and then ask the question to this thing and see kind of what QLL differences we get?
In your experience, is it better to click on this deep research thing?
It depends on what you need. I think for a short question like this, we probably don't need it. If we wanted more like a report on you know how to modify a feature or something like that, or like a very if we click through the articles and the answer like wasn't there, so we need like a new whole article, then I would deep research it. But for this, it should be able to just figure it out.
Cool. Yeah, this is awesome. Okay,
Yeah,
so
my favorite tools.
basically, so it gave us a bit of code that doesn't look all that useful in Cursor, and then in using Devin and DeepWiki, lib discord index.js, bot filter. Oh, from other bots. Okay. Only processes messages from the configured Discord guild. Thread versus mention. LLM-based intent detection. So it uses an LLM to classify user intent. And it looks like that's an index.js 564573. So if I click that here, oh, okay, it just shows.
I,
Yeah, this is super interesting.
I have another idea of what we could build, which is like if you set some kind of debug string, it like outputs actually debug information about the steps it went through.
Oh, that's
Right. So you
that.
can see the classification thing and stuff like that.
Detail what steps it. I guess for a response. I don't know if that's appropriate to leave at the end, but general idea. Okay, that's interesting. So what are you guys thoughts on this system message so far? Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be paying attention to the chat too. My bad, my bad, my bad. So Colleen says I'm fairly new. The bot is new to me, not sure what it does. And then Evan responded and said, I believe the bot is used to coordinate speakers for this weekly meeting. Yeah. Yeah, so essentially, yeah, it just allows us to have a schedule for what we're going to talk about every Friday, and then you can book in advance. And um, I guess that we probably should have started there, but every week, as K Ball says, we don't need like the most polished presentation, but we would like to talk about interesting things. And in an effort to do that, we just create a schedule for who's going to be speaking every Friday, and kind of like that's a general idea of like what they're going to be speaking about. So because this is an AI focused Discord server where we talk about AI stuff and we put AI into action, we also have created this bot, or really David, after like much prompting from the community, I think finally was like, okay, I'll build it, and built a bot in the Discord server that we can interact with to schedule out these speakers every Friday. So that's kind of like the idea of the AI in action bot, is that every Friday we get together and talk about something interesting, and this is how we kind of keep the schedule. And actually, just to be really thorough, I'm going to copy and paste. It should be there in like one of the main most recent messages in the Discord server itself, but if I'm taking forever to find it, but if somebody could grab the link to the oh, that's because I was here and I changed it. Okay. Yeah, it was here. And if we go here, and then I can on the Deep Wiki main page, there's a yes. Okay, got it.
Scroll
Right from
down a
Evan.
little bit. There's a flow chart that shows like message intent and what to do with that right there. That workflow,
Interesting.
yeah. So if that's accurate, that should answer the question we had earlier.
Okay, so we have system prompt that detects one of those five. What was the issue with the intent detection before? Okay, so currently what they are doing is not keywords, it is LLM based eval. So was it, I'm curious, or like when it didn't identify the intent correctly,
Right.
What the issue was. So presumably, yeah,
Yeah, so
I got to scroll back to figure out what that issue was because it seems pretty straightforward to me. Of okay, I'll classify one of these 5 things, and then if the user hasn't clarified which one they want, then presumably I will inform them uh, of
so
the categories that they can do.
so the issue was that Slono tagged the bot and said, "What's the menu tomorrow? What's the schedule? What's the next talk?"
Okay.
This was cracking me up. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Okay. And then he was like, "Am I stupid?" So basically, these, like, I guess we're trying to get up to the bottom for this particular issue. We're trying to get to the bottom of why none of these triggered this view schedule uh intent, I guess. I don't know. Like why it wasn't able to determine intent based on these words. Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds good.
so I think it looks like these were not tripping the respond at all thing. So it has an initial gate to determine whether or not it should respond, if I remember. Bot mentioned at start. No, yes. So if it's yes, then it should have responded. So it looks like the intended behavior was that it should be responding to Manuel there.
Yep. Agreed. So
Can we double
I'm
check
not.
event message create on the if you go back to your search, I think just want to make sure that he's not okay. If you scroll up a little bit.
Scroll up in the code
Yeah, in the code, yeah.
block.
So what I'm trying to figure out here is okay, let's see. Let's see. So we want to look for the message parser. So we want to go up farther, I think. Or you could just ask Devin, it should be able to figure it out, and then it'll point you to the code of how does the bot determine whether or not to respond at all? Early exit filters in the events message create. For hygiene purposes, I might split that off, but it's fine. If message, so ignore bots, ignore messages outside the configured guild. Okay, bot author filter, guild restriction filter, context specific response logic.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm a bit curious what actually ended up working for uh because someone got it to work right after that. Oh, help. Okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then help basically triggered the like all the keywords, like for it to respond with all the keywords that it actually recognizes.
oh, but I just asked it the exact same question, and this time it like answered. So it might have been like a
Yeah.
legitimate thing. I thought it was stuck as well. I was like, I think maybe. Um,
Yeah. Okay, so I guess this is
Uh,
a
so what I'm doing right now, I guess just for, I don't know, showing workflow type things,
Mhm.
is I went back to the repo on GitHub and I prepended the URL with sourcegraph.com/GitHub. But unfortunately this repo is not indexed because what I wanted to do was hunt through for the symbols because I want to double check and see, at least for me when I was looking at that, I didn't get a clear thing whether or not that it's searching for whether or not it got mentioned or not. So that's kind of what I'm trying to track down in the code base at the moment.
So Evan asked a good question in the Zoom, which is where is the bot running? Do we have logs? And I just asked that to David because I'm not sure. This might actually be a yikes question though. Are you familiar with where it's running and like whether or not we have logs on the bot? Reschedule.
Do you have a way to run it, Flo?
Yeah, it was part of the actually before I do that.
Yeah,
So it did create the contributing MD. You already prompted that.
No, so it's empty.
Oh yeah, I would just like while this is running, I would just go into the side chat and just say like create the contributing MD or something like that. It depends on how much you want to scaffold the structure. What I like doing these days is like, oh, write a structure for the contributing MD, and then I have like it fleshed out, and then I say like build it. GPT-5 is a little bit too terse. For Sonnet, you probably don't need that.
So Evan, you're saying there are Docker instructions. Are you saying this will help me like do, because in the README he had a few instructions on how to get started. Basically just npm install and then make sure you fill in all of this information. One of the things I've never understood, but I'm interested in, or curious what you mean by there are Docker instructions. Like how does that help us? If you're referring to the Docker file. But the one thing I never did understand is like how do we have access to um the server at all? Like, because I thought that was going through Yikes, but I guess not. For the like for AI in action to have access to the latent space server.
Yeah, it's not coming through me. It would just be that like wherever David has hosted the bot, there's a little bot dashboard, and then you can you would invite the bot to your server the same way you would invite a person to your server. So you would click on a link, and then you'll get a little thing that says, "Do you want to invite the bot, et cetera, et cetera." I
So
see.
this is something Swix would have had to like do to get access to the latent space server, right?
Yeah, or one of the mods would have needed to like invite it, but that's not relevant for what we're looking for. What we're looking for right now is logs, so we need the place where the bot is running. So, if it were in a Docker container somewhere, we could look at the logs for that. But it would be like, is this on Vercel? Is it on AWS? Is it sitting on a laptop on David's thing or whatever? Or you could spin it up locally and see if you can play with it. But it wouldn't be the
Yeah.
real instance.
Yeah, for that I was just gonna run npm install and see how it goes, but we'll see. I'm gonna run it now and see how it goes.
Yeah, it looks like David's using a VPS, which he
Yep.
probably only has access to. I was just saying, if you want to run this without a lot of npm stuff set up locally on Windows, like Docker is a good option to get going faster if you have Docker set up. But
I
Good
think
point.
so. Uh, I forgot what. Yeah, I do have Docker on here.
Yeah, so it should be like or it'll say what is there a compose?
Like a to
Or
compose command. Oh, in the Docker file.
or yeah, do you just do there should be Docker instructions in the README. That's what he said.
I think it's just a single image. I don't think there's any services.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
There
if
you go.
you okay, so build a Docker image. So this is what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, so Docker build and Docker run will be good.
Oh yeah, Docker build and Docker. Okay. I think I can do that. You guys will have to help me with the Docker stuff. I literally do not use Docker at all. So
Well,
we'll
yeah,
see.
now good time to learn. Let's see. Oh God. Oh, okay. Do you have Docker desktop installed?
Yep, sure do. So I'm
Okay.
opening it now.
Is it on? Yeah, open it up. And then what you want to check is in the options thing, if it has a used WSL backend option thing. Let's
So I
see.
hit the options, the settings here, and then Docker engine. Is that what we're looking for?
I'm already seeing it. So use the WSL2 based engine. Do you have WSL installed?
Yeah. From what I remember.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm not sure. I guess like give it another, or maybe try.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good point. Okay, good
those would
point.
be
We're
the
literally
things.
cursor.
Yeah, true,
Uh,
true.
um, actually, is that work? It does work.
Mm-hmm.
Install Podman, replace. So we
Yeah.
have some comments from the chat. Evan says ask AI, and then Yadav. I'm gonna say Yadav because I'm not sure how to pronounce the first name unless you want to type that out phonetically. Yadav says install Podman, replace Docker with Podman as a suggestion. I hate when it does this because Windows Terminal or like PowerShell in general is just super weird. Like my experience with Cursor or really any of these like VS Code forks on Mac is so much better because you can see what the heck is going on inside the terminals,
Yeah,
like the little extra terminals that it pops up. But on
yeah,
Windows,
I would
it's a
not be using this in Windows. I would use
yeah, yeah.
Character Install. I think you can, or I would assume, or I think you can set the VS Code to use or Cursor to use WSL backend instead of using PowerShell.
I see, I see. Well, it's a going.
Oh, okay. It's building now. Nice.
AI magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so it looks like it just maybe ran it with the full path is what it looks like.
your error is seeing Docker desktop is not running or properly connected.
Yeah. What when you ran that command, did you have Docker desktop open?
No, no.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, Docker desktop needs to be actually open or like running in the system tray or whatever before your Docker will work.
Ah, see, I did not know that. So now it's transferring context. I'm assuming this is just building whatever um Docker build AI in action bot, which is this
Yep.
folder, this directory, I'm assuming, and then everything locally in this repo. In this.
Yeah, so now it's running, it's taking that Docker file, it's running all the scripts in there, and it's building you a little mini machine to run that in, basically. May need to separately spin up Mongo. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it would depend on what's in the Docker file, but
In the meantime, is there a question that you had for David on the logs?
We could send him timestamps and see if he saw anything around that time.
what might be good is if a thing that we could add, or yeah, I'm curious what's stored in the MongoDB here, but what might be good is to just a add another intent that's like debug, and then have basically the bot wherever it is do like would be a good place to get system logs from inside the container. I'm used to doing that externally. But yeah, what I would think would be to just like print whatever's been happening in standard out the to the uh uh to the message sender would be my thought.
MongoDB. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with Mongo to know um what that takes locally, like getting that set up.
Oh yeah, it looks like, let's see if there's like a super easy one like Neon for Mongo.
There's probably another Docker image you could just spin up.
Oh, is there another Docker image?
I think you can run it locally. I would
Oh, just
just,
like from Docker Hub, you mean?
yeah, I would just ask Cursor and it'd probably
Oh
start
yeah.
it.
Yep. Tell Cursor, give me the Mongo. Give me a Mongo container so I can.
I guess the contributing.md would have helped in this case. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is good fodder for the contributing.md.
Yeah, if we don't get anything else out of this hour, because it's been 30 minutes, if we don't get anything else out of this hour, I guess I can just open a pull request for the contributing.md so other people can contribute.
Yeah, or like take this transcript, dump it into GPT and say, give me an issue. And or
Mhm.
actually you might even be able to tell Cursor to just make an issue now. I'm not sure. I know you
It,
could if it was Claude. If it was Claude code, you would, but I'm not sure if Cursor.
what I would do also, Flo, is like do the like grok prompting. It's like if you take, say, line 15 or 16, just paste it into Cursor and say like build it. Because like at the end of the day, that's like the end goal, right? It's just like
True.
take like the sentence of what you want and then paste it in and like something decent comes out.
Yeah, I guess you could just YOLO just the things that we want, the new features, and see what it
Yeah.
does.
Nice. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done with the tour. We kind of determined that the bot does respond or can parse intent, and it just kind of had a hiccup. The contributing
Yeah, I would
guys seem to,
you just close that tab, right? Like the one where we did the investigation.
yeah.
Yeah, I would use that since that stuff is in the context window. Like if you now want to add the feature, oh, if the bot doesn't know how to respond, responds with the keywords, you know that it
Ah,
already
that's
has like kind of that research in there.
yep. Good point.
And then I would just say like, yeah, please make this happen.
Uh-oh. Cursor broke the thing.
The history selection. I think it's the third one from the
Wait, so are you specifically talking about, because I just did the tour of
the
the
how the
code
bot
base.
determines how to respond.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right,
Good
since
point.
now we want to have like, oh well, if it doesn't know how to respond, it should like say its keywords. So in a way, it already has like what it should do.
Yeah. And I guess right now this function already works. It's just you have to type in help.
I think it actually works in general, right? Like it will just tell you like a pretty terse kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, I think it's good also to just prompt stuff where you kind of don't really know what you want it to do, like just to see what happens, right?
Got it.
The vibes, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like especially with GPT-5, when you give like weird stuff like that, it will give you like a very like reasoned answer, and it's not necessarily the answer, it's like the reasoning that's useful.
I do like GPT-5 more, but I don't think I have the max. Because you were saying GPT-5 high works like the old GPT-5 before the
What it feels
lobotomy.
like.
Yeah. Um. Okay. That being said, I think I can close most of the rest of this and go back to our Docker thing. So I said, help me set up a Mongo container for this project. And it looks like it got stuck on one of the to-dos. Oh, right. Yeah, I run into the issue quite a bit.
Oh,
So
it's
I have
trying
to,
to, yeah, yeah,
it gets stuck. Yeah, it's
yeah. So it's almost impossible to use Cursor on Windows because it's always going to try to use Bash and it can't use Bash on Windows.
yeah. Okay, but just so I understand, it's basically going to create a Docker container, set up Docker Compose, update the connection configuration for the containerized MongoDB. Okay, that makes sense.
It's
And then verify.
definitely being extra. But
Yeah. Yeah. Um, project uses Mongoose and expects, let me help you set up. Okay, so it ran a command to set that up. 27017 is blocked. Comment on Windows. Let me clean up the failed container and set up MongoDB properly. The thing that's like I have a Mac machine is just not really great for streaming or sharing my screen. So I kind of like default to my Windows machine for that type of stuff, but it does suck. Yeah, it did like gets stuck here on this type of stuff a lot.
Yeah, I would want. I wonder if there's like an easy setting to just like point cursor at WSL instead.
Yeah, okay. How this might be like maybe not. How do I, whoops. Uh, I feel like this is not something that would be in the training data, or maybe it is.
You can add a web search maybe.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I go to chatgpt.com for
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then paste them back.
Speaking of being that we're 37 minutes in, the one thing I did want to get done as well is like, okay, terminal integrated profile. It's, if I remember correctly, it's, yeah, and then terminal here, integrated profile. Ooh,
Okay, so on Windows exec is what it's doing the wrong thing. But yeah, open settings JSON on the top right.
okay, here we go. The default terminal profile Windows.
Edit in settings JSON and just paste that thing that it in. Oh, that would work too.
Yeah, I hate doing the JSON thing. I don't know why it's like a mental block for me. I have like, what do they call it when you're like suspicious, unnecessarily suspicious about stuff like that.
Mm. Okay, so
Okay,
I wonder if you open a new terminal now, if you'll be good.
it seems to have finished with the Docker thing because I heard that little sound. I think I was here. Docker compose up, MongoDB, the port issue persists. Wait. It fixed it, but what the heck did it do?
Oh yeah, okay, so it just ran the container without exposing the port.
Okay. Wait, isn't that gonna be problematic later when we need access to the
I think you're fine. Because the only thing that's going to need to talk to the Mongo is this bot. So if it's on the internal Docker network, it's fine. It looks like it wrote you a compose file to handle it, so should be okay.
cool. Cool. Okay, so the point of setting, like if I understand this correctly, because I kind of lost my way here, the point of doing this, like creating the MongoDB, is so we can test the bot locally to see where the logs end up.
Yeah, and I would think so. I think logs just or yeah, so logs should just be coming from the standard out of the running process. But I'm kind of inclined to go with the Manuel method of just like, oh yeah, did we already YOLO the to dos at it? Okay, yeah,
One of
good
them,
rip.
we did do one of them, and history. Oh, right, it was here, and it looked like it crossed off the to do by adding something to the index. So this is what it looks like it did. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I would say I'd see if it can add the debug thing, and then YOLO it and see if it actually still works.
The debug. Okay, right. Got it. Makes sense. So we are accepting these changes. Do these changes look decent to y'all? This is something I'm not really sure. Send a generic help message. It says send a keyword focused help message. I'm not sure what you're asking for. Here are the keywords I understand. Okay. That does look good. I guess better
Yeah,
than like
it just like added emojis basically,
Darn.
kind of, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. It made it prettier. Okay, so we're keeping all that and then going back to do and then saying yes, this part.
I think
Uh
this sets a debug string is kind of that might throw it off. I would just say if the user asks for debug logs, give them debug logs.
got it. Can we cross this if a user No question mark. I don't know. I guess Sonnet's been doing okay. I kind of want to switch to GPT-5, but we'll keep it going. It's doing
Maybe
a decent.
what you could do is like have it do it in Sonnet and then redo it in GPT-5, because that way you'll like see what's different, right?
For sure. The real question is it using WSL for new terminals? It is. Okay. All right. Cool. Um, uh-oh. I don't know if I like that. Oh, okay. Just it's added on to the original system message. And now it's okay, this is all new, which is debug. I am a bit curious, like, yikes, this is a oh, we're at 43 minutes in. Let me just pull up this stuff and do it in the background while it's talking. But I'm curious if there's like as opposed to David paying for this whatever VPS he's paying for, if we could like Vulture VPS, if we could set this up on something that like put, and this may be for after the call, like we can maybe chat after the call so we're not taking up too much time, but I'm curious if we could like put crypto in a wallet and have it pull from that wallet with a hosted VPS so everyone can have access to it. And it's not just, you know what I mean? Like have like logs that are public, and it's not necessarily just sitting on David's VPS and he's paying for it every month, but maybe like a crowdsourced thing that we could host the bot. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think it would be interesting to have like everybody have access to it as opposed to just being on his thing. I don't know. It looks like it did okay on the code. Debug intent. So I guess my main thing is, as we're like coming up on the last 15 minutes, how could I run this locally to see if the debug thing works? But I guess that I'd have to like put in into my
That
.env file. I have to put all this information in.
that's where every AI in action vibe code fails, is like running
Yeah,
the Discord bot.
yeah, for sure. Um, huh. Well, let's see what it said anyways. It seems very confident that users can now mention the bot with debug keywords like debug, show me debug info, debugging.
What you could
I guess.
try for the last couple of minutes is like redoing that with GPT-5, so we can see the difference in style.
Oh,
Right, so like just rewind and then reuse the prompt and just set the model to GPT-5.
yeah. Okay, good point. So index.
Or you could keep that like as a Git commit or something, or we have it on stream anyway, right? To see the difference in style between the two models, because they couldn't be any different, I think.
Yeah. Um, yeah, in a case like this, what do you, because like it's a fork, right? So like I can commit. Do you recommend committing and then we just redo and see how it turns out that way?
That's what I would do, I think.
I
But
I don't know if you'll be able to commit to David's repo though. You might have to commit to your own.
Yeah, I would. I had these commands set off to the side. Um, it would be git checkout b. I don't know what do we just add here? It was a bunch of stuff, but like debug um feature. I don't know. Debug message. It's better. And then yes, now I can commit.
I think you need to keep all of those first, don't you?
Say it one more time.
I think you need to keep all on those first, don't you? So it actually changes the files.
Yeah, the way cursor works is like even if you don't hit keep all, that this is what's in green is actually set, and then what's in
Oh, really?
red comes back if you hit undo.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Yeah, which is so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, but I do believe that's how it works. I'll keep all anyways though, because that's a good point. And then I guess we just kind of YOLO all of it into a commit.
I mean, yeah, commits are fine as long as it's not a PR to the main, then you're good.
Um, no, we don't want to publish the branch. We just want to go back here.
No, lower down.
Did I missed it? Help me. No, it wasn't. This one. It was this one. Change it to GPT-5 and then send it again. Yeah.
Yeah,
And oof.
yeah, that's good.
Continue wherever. Yeah. Okay. And then Evan also said if you Docker compose up and then set the okay, yeah. So I guess the problem is we don't have the environment variables to not only the latent space Discord, but um David set up his own personal Discord where we can do the testing for this thing, but I don't have those credentials either off the top of my head anyways.
Yeah, we'd need a bot token and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I have a Discord server set up, so it wouldn't be too difficult, but we got like 10 minutes left, so
Mhm.
maybe not the best use of time. Evan also says in the well, K-Ball says it seems very confident. It's the story of 2025 LLM use. Yeah. No, no. Victor says AI is good at writing compose files. Evan says one consideration for debug. On a new bot turn, the bot can only show what is persisted somewhere, memory / Mongo. Um, so unless logs are persisted in that way, debug won't be able to show logs. Oof.
Can you call Docker logs from inside your own Docker container?
Is that a real command?
Docker logs is a real command, yeah. So you need to put the container. I know you can do it from the host, but I don't know if you can do it from inside the container.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because
Just
ideally,
to
when the or like in my what I would probably do is uh yeah is just run when somebody asks for a debug thing is run Docker logs on you know and Docker logs for all the containers and just dump them. That would be what I would do. But
when I type, so this is a learning lesson for me when using Docker. When I typed in Docker compose up,
mhm.
it automatically called not only the AI in action bot, but the Mongo AI bot, which I'm assuming is just a MongoDB. What? How does it know to do that? Is that all in Docker Compose?
Yeah, the bot added to Docker Compose. It added
I
just
see.
another container. You know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's so interesting to me. Yeah, I need to explore Docker. I really do, but I'm like mostly I'm just gonna run it locally. If it messes up my machine, it does YOLO
Yes, Docker is very, very helpful, very powerful. Would recommend.
for sure. Okay, so let's see the changes. Index.js. I'm fairly this similar. Oh, it made changes elsewhere, it looks like as well. Next steps. So GPT-5 did more than 4 did, which is like, isn't that unusual? What do we think? Do we keep or cancel? So,
It's very similar, right?
yeah, very similar, but I'm curious, like
Let's see, like
let me
so,
let me close all these so I can make this a little bigger.
user ID is thread.
It has less emojis, I think. I wonder how much this is influenced by all the previous research that we had. Like you could do yet another experiment, right? Like just start with a completely empty context and say like, hey, can you just like show me debug stuff when I ask for debug, and then kind of see what it finds is also like interesting experiments.
So it looks like it's mostly timestamp stuff and how it handled the next steps, what it's telling people to do next after
Oh,
giving.
it seems to have been using Sonnet stuff on and then adding on top of it, right?
No, but well, no, because I thought like,
Yeah, I thought you reverted. I'm not
yeah,
sure if
yeah.
that's the case. Who knows?
Hmm.
Right, because it already had, like on the left, it already has this debug intent, which was the Sonnet stuff, I think. So maybe because you committed, it like decided to not revert. It's weird.
I thought Cursor did like an auto.
Yeah.
It like literally just takes you back to whatever the status was here. But
I'm guessing it's the commit. If I was Cursor, what I would probably do to try and like save, not have to save as much history is to every time I commit, kind of wipe all of the recent rollbacks. That's what
yeah, that makes sense.
if I was building Cursor, that's how I'd build it.
Okay, last 5 minutes or so. What do you guys like? Any thoughts, closing thoughts that you want to close up on? I appreciate you guys for having patience with me on the Docker side because I
Oh,
literally
you don't
do.
have Max, do you? I was gonna say tell it to rewrite it in Rust.
uh, yeah, I had a window open specifically. Okay, here we go. Um, maybe we can do a bit of so I'm building out a bot in the AI in Action Discord for the Latent Space podcast, and I would like to anthropomorphize the bot instead of calling it the AI in Action bot. Help me brainstorm names, make sure the list is long. Okay, so I basically want this, uh, and then if I could pull up David's thing, I forgot where I put it. Oh, it's here, here. What?
Oh, I see David's using Devin on this.
Yeah, so there was if one of the first things I did was look through the commits and there's like Devin, Claude, and Copilot via Zach. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Good shit.
Is there any thinking mode 2.5 Pro? Pro's been so terrible the last couple of days. I think it's the Nano Banana stuff. Um,
Is that the new retention policy you just accepted?
yeah, yeah. Keep all my stuff. Keep all
Yeah,
my.
I think so. You might want to revisit that.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they updated it to now they keep it for 5 years instead of like a couple months.
Yeah, listen, take my whole brain. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't care. Um. So are we going with Clinker or are we? I really don't like Alex. That's terrible. Codex is taken. B Bytes is somewhat interesting. I kind of wanted something.
Cringe. It's all cringe.
Yeah, GP Tina. All right, sir. It was Google Studio any better? Somewhat.
Decibel Dan, dude.
Decibel. Leighton Vector Manny Ember. Nah. Lex is nice, but we'd have to change the profile to a waifu, the picture at least, so I can feel like I'm talking to a woman for once in my life. Um, the concierge. Artificial is that is funny. That's funny. All right. We got like maybe 2 minutes left. Any
I
I
like artificial.
yeah. Um so I guess we have to consult with David being that this is like technically his project, but I think and the only reason why I want to do that is because like AI in action is already or just already is yeah, actually like that a lot.
I do kind of like Janice, and I also kind of like Alfred, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not married to him.
Janice stuck out to me too. Janice stuck out to me too. Um
Mostly just because I spend too much time on Twitter.
um yes, I guess we'll just consult David with this list. Clanker, Janice, Artie, anything else that stands out to you guys, and like maybe put up a poll or something in Discord and see where we end up. Um, I think I'm actually gonna open a PR with these changes and see if he accepts it.
There you go. What do you think?
And maybe it makes sense to do contributing as a separate PR than like some of the other stuff. Because
Also
I
kind
think
of wild that he was doing this in raw.js instead of TypeScript with
Yeah.
all the AI in here. Like I'm
Yeah.
surprised it hasn't broken everything.
But I don't know, K-Ball. I think that's pretty much for the most part a
That's a
wrap. And I
wrap.
think
Thank you
yeah.
for running.
Yeah.
This was fun. Appreciate you stepping up. You know, we can always do something like this, but I do want to encourage everyone here, bring a topic, bring something you want to do. Maybe you drive next time. We want to keep hacking on this, or bring a project you're hacking on. We'll
Hola.
do it.
Sí, lo puse mal la dirección.
Victor, I don't know that you
Son
meant to
muchas
unmute there.
cosas.
Hey,
So I'm
Victor,
gonna,
you're
Sí,
unmuted, Victor.
no cosa.
I don't appear to have the ability to mute him. Let's see.
Yeah, same. Same.
But anyway, bring your projects, bring your talks, bring your learnings. This is fun. But yeah, I think a nice mix is good. So maybe next week somebody can bring a topic to talk about. You can sign up with the bot that we just worked on. So we'll see you all in a week.
Peace. Thanks for coming.
Cheers.